Hey everybody, welcome to Sunday Night Fall Classic Baseball, and it's going to be the Baltimore Orioles in the third game of a three-game set. Baltimore's taking the first two games from the A's. Actually, the A's won the first game, I believe, 2-1. Off the top of my head, I would have to check. Let me do a quick check on that. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. We're going to use dice. I got a request to play it out with dice. So I'm going to be doing that tonight. Let's look at the team and see how the Oakland A's are doing. This is part of an Oakland A's project where I get to play 32 games. The A's are 3-4, and they've won one and they lost one with the O's. So this is the rubber match, and this is to see who wins the series. And on the mound, it's a noteworthy meeting between the Mike Norris, the probably ace of the staff of the Oakland A's staff, and Jim Palmer. So probably the battle of the aces at this point in 1980. Jim Palmer is still at the height of his career, I would still say. He had he had a 16-10 year with a 1.3 whip, a little bit higher than I expected. I expected to see like a 1.1 or 1.2, but he had a 1.3 whip. And we're right about to get started, and we're going to figure out where these pitchers are at tonight by rolling a, let me see where I can put that. There you go. We're going to roll a D20. So here goes from Mike Norris. He's going to start off. Mike Norris is going to be an 8, which makes him 1 to 6 is an A, so it's going to be a B. So Mike Norris is going to be a B. Since I've had him for 7 games, this is the 8th game. Are 3 wins and 4 losses. So they're 3-4. They're 1 loss. Mike Norris is going to be a beat tonight, and he's going to be facing Jim Palmer, and Palmer is going to be a C pitcher tonight. All right, so we're going to keep that there to remind us. And this is the third game of the set. Next is the Yankees are up, so that's going to be a ton of fun. Well, let's get started. It's going to be Al Bumbry leading us off for the Orioles. Going to be using dice tonight. And remember to join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group for updates on the game and facts and tips and news in the hobby. Streams, the highlight, the best streams, not all the streams, just the key streams, important streams. Let's see how we're doing here. Let's see the lineups. For the Orioles, it's going to be Al Bumbry leading off in center field. He's going to be followed up by Rich Dauer at second base. And let's pop Dauer in because it happened. We're going to double check that. It's going to be Dauer batting second. Oh boy. Let's see. There he is. Going to bring him up, batting him second. And batting third is going to be Kenny Singleton, followed by Eddie Murray, the first baseman. Then Terry Crowley batting fifth. Dan Graham is not in the. Oh yeah, he is catching, batting sixth, batting seventh. Excuse me, Pat Kelly batting seventh. Let's bring up Pat Kelly. He's going to be in left field. Batting eighth is Kiko Garcia. Rich Dauer not at second base tonight, at third base tonight, replacing DeCinces. Kiko Garcia is going to be the second baseman, which generally he plays shortstop. And it's going to be Mark Belanger playing for the first time in this 3-game set at shortstop. I remember him as a no-hit guy, Mark Belanger. Shortstop. And he's in there now, and he will be at shortstop. Let's see what's going on there. We got an extra player. Doug DeCinces hasn't been removed. That's why. For some reason, I started the game. I thought this lineup was complete, and it was incomplete. In other words, I had players in spots, and they shouldn't have been there. Okay, so we should be set now. Let's start rolling. Here it is. It's going to be we're throwing the 2d6, and we read the red and the yellow. The red first, yellow second. It's going to be a 21. We look off bumper. A 21 is some sort of out. He's a lefty, so it's going to be ground ball second base, and that is out number 1. So let's see. Ball 4-3. Now, if I didn't pull that card, I'd have to look at a chart, right? I have to look at this chart, which says, let's see, the out chart with nobody on. Or there's also a quick out chart. There's a quick out chart and a quick hit chart. In other words, there's a bunch of charts here, but I choose not to use those charts. Hit chart, runner on third. Hit chart, runner on second. Out chart, runner on second. Out chart, runner on first. So I would have had to have looked for this, right? And then I see this is the chart. I would have rolled with this other D20, and then I would look at 2, and this is a fly out to center field. So that's how you would play that. It's much easier for me to pull a card. All right. So next batter. That's 1 down. I'm not using the scorecard, by the way. It's an old scorecard. Not using that right now. Rich Dower. So let's roll and see what happens. And that is going to be a 26. 26 is usually a split decision, split die, split result. And this is a single versus a lefty. Mike Norris is a righty, so that's going to be an out. So if we use the chart, again, that's a 20. Well, 20 is a line out. And the white die or the yellow die is a 6, so it's a line out to shortstop. So I have to keep on bringing it back and forth, back and forth. Much easier to do this, flip that like that. See, much easier. So that's 2 outs. And Mike Norris, he had a great season in 1980. 22 wins, a 2.53 ERA. It's going to be a 14 off Kenny Singleton. And that's going to be a 5. 5 is going to be a left-handed hitter, grounds out to he is batting lefty because he's a switch hitter. Batting lefty or batting righty. So you have 2 different results on 5. Lefty would ground out to the first baseman. A white die 1. Runner advances. Blah blah. There's no runners. So it's a little ground ball to Dave Revering at first. I'll talk about the. All right. So here comes the A's, Billy Ball A's, and infield for the A's today is Dave Revering at first base. The second baseman is Dave McKay. Shortstop is Guerrero, and third baseman is Wayne Gross. Behind the plate is Jeff Newman for the A's, and on the mound, of course, is Mike Norris. In the outfield is Ricky Henderson in left, Dwayne Murphy in center, and the right fielder is Tony Armas. For the and you can see this on I'll show you on iScore right here. Let's see if I can bring it up to you. You can see this is the defense for the Baltimore Orioles. They got Pat Kelly in left, Al Bumbry in center, and Kenny Singleton in right. You got Rich Dower at third base, Mark Belanger shortstop, Kilo Garcia at second base, Eddie Murray at first, Jim Palmer's on the mound, and behind the plate is Dan Graham. And that's what I'm using to keep all my stats. After 60, the way this project works is we work with 5 managers, and everybody does 32 games to keep their stats. Then later we send them in and we add them all up, and then we'll have a complete season replay, which is kind of cool. So let's go. We're going to roll for Henderson. And that is a 14 on Henderson. That's a potential base on balls from 1 to 17. We got a 12. That's a base on balls. So Ricky shows patience and trots on down to first. And he's always a threat to steal, so Jim Palmer's going to throw over. And Dwayne Murphy steps out of the box, takes a couple of practice swings. Jim Palmer throws over again. And Ricky Henderson is back. And here's a pitch to Murphy. There goes. And he is safe. So Ricky steals second base. And Murphy now. Here's a pitch to Murphy. That's a 65. That's a home run off the pitcher. So that's a deep drive. Way back off the bat of the lefty hitting Murphy. Kenny Singleton, right center field to the track to the wall. And that ball's out of here. 2-0 A's. Dwayne Murphy with a 4-bagger, a tater, a fence buster. And he drives one out of the park. Dave Revering is next. Pitch from Palmer. That's a 35. That's going to be a blank one. It's a blank over the pitcher. And Palmer's a C pitcher. 35 is a little ground ball and through the right side for a base hit. So Revering's on with a single. And here's Wayne Gross. And you can see those results here. That's a 31. 31 is a blank. But on the pitcher, it's going to be a base hit. And this tells you exactly where it goes. And it tells you what the base runner does at the bottom right. I would have to look at the other chart that's a hit. Revering is an A, I believe. Oh, no, he's an F. So he's going to go to third. Base hit single to right field. And on to third goes Revering. That puts runners on first and third now. And Mitchell Page. So we still have no outs in this inning. 3 hits and 2 runs for the A's. First and third, and still nobody out. Mitchell Page, the batter. And it's a 63. 63 is a blank. We're going to look on Palmer. There's going to be some sort of an out. And with runners on first and third, infield was halfway. Runners hold, batter is out. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. First, I was looking at the runner on third. First and third, fielder's choice at home, 1 to 2. There's no out, he holds. That's my house rule. Automatic, he holds both teams. Anytime there's a bases loaded, unless the infield. Well, the infield was back. So you know what? The rule is that if the infield is back, they do go. And there's going to be a fielder's choice at home, and he's going to be out at home. But F runner scores, and Revering he is safe at home. All right. Oh, no, I'm not doing that. Let's go back. We got a fielder's choice at home plate. So it's a ground out. And it's going to be a 1 to 3, 1 to 2. He's out at home on the tag. Tagged out, 1 to 2. Everybody else advances. No, something's wrong there. Hold on a second. Let's try it again. It's fielder's choice, 1 to 2. Tagged out at home. He advances. Now it is first and second now. For Tony Armas with only 1 out. That was a tricky one there because infield was back. He does go. That's doubles on Armas and an 8, and that's a frozen rope to center field off the bat of Tony Armas. Runs on. Let's see what happens when he runs on second. He's going to score if he's an F. Wayne Gross is not an F. There's no way Gross is an F. Wayne. Oh no, that's Mitchell Page. Wayne Gross is an S. He's slow, so he's going to stop at third base. Base is loaded. That's Jeff Newman steps to the plate. Still 1 out. That's going to be a 31. That's a ground ball and through for base hit. Let's see how many are on this. Mitchell Page is fast. He's at second. If a W in right field, base hit to right field. If there's a W and A or arm in right field, there is an A. Kenny Singleton is an A. I don't think he's an S. Let's check the chart. Any Singleton in right is an A arm. So runner scores if there's an A in right. And so he scores. So 2 runs are going to score on the single. One scores, comes the other one. And on the play to the plate, what happens to Armas? Is Armas fast? If he is fast, so he's going to make it to third on the plate. At the plate. All right, Mario Guerrero. 4-0. Jim Palmer's getting he's getting raked on here by the A's. So Jeff Newman with a 2-run single with 1 out, and he's giving up 4 runs. Here's a pitch show. Let me do the dice again. All right, that's going to be a 45. 45 is going to be a blank, and a 45 is going to be an out, kind of an out. The infield is going to be halfway looking for that double play. And it's going to be a righty, so it's a ground ball. Fast runner advances to second. It is not fast. So that means it's going to be a fielder's choice. I'm going to have to get some water. Choking here. So fielder's choice, 5-4. You go for the double play. Throw to first. Not in time. And that's going to advance a runner. And that puts a runner on first with 2 outs now. So 5-0. That's a 52. 52 is going to be a KD. That's going to be a defense check plus a strikeout opportunity. What did we roll? We rolled a 7. So on Palmer, who's a C pitcher, a 7. No, it's going to be a KD1 for a strikeout. So let's see who it's on. 52 is a check on a second baseman. Second baseman is Kiko Garcia. Kiko Garcia is going to be a 3. And we rolled a 7, so there's no error. Ground ball, second base. Over to first, and that retires the side. But the A's, that's a long inning. Wow. Pretty long inning, guys. Bears Dan in the house. Oh, Red Sox fan in the house. We're playing with dice. I got a request for dice, so we're going to play dice. Eddie Murray's leading off here in the top of the second inning. It's 5-0 A's, just like that. I got 4 tutorials I added today. It's called the card breakdown tutorials. You got a hitter card, a pitcher card, a ballpark card, and a fast action card. Here's a pitch from Mike Norris to Eddie. I was going to say Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murray, that's a 35. That's a blank. He's a B pitcher today. And a 35 is going to be a batting lefty, a switch hitter batting lefty. That's going to be a fly to left. 1 away. Next is Terry Crowley, left-handed hitter. That's a 36. 36 is a blank against a B. Norris is a very, very good card. That's going to be lined, caught by shortstop. So nice play by the shortstop Guerrero, who goes up for it and brings it back down. Next is Dan Graham, another lefty. That's a 20-23, and 23 is strike 3, and that and it's Norris shouldn't be batting, so we got to remove him from the lineup. Somehow they sneak in there sometimes, and they want to bat, and they're still. So I'm removing Norris. He's not batting. It's going to be Ricky Henderson. There's a pitch to Ricky. That's a 26, and against a righty, that's going to be an out because it's a single against a lefty, and he's a righty. So that's ripped to short. Belanger scoops over to first, and just gets Henderson by half a step. 6-3, 1 down. Henderson can really motor down the line. Stole 100 bases in 1980. Has got one today. Dwight Murphy. And that is a 43. 43 is a blank, and Palmer is going to be 1-8 base on balls. No, beyond, that's 11 we got on that D20. So this is Chop the second. Garcia waits back, now charges. Hurries his throw to first in time to get the speedy Murphy by half a step. This is not Daniel Murphy of the Mets, Wayne Murphy. Speedy character. All right, here's Dave Revering, left-handed hitter. And he does have an Excel helper. You like that. I know you like things that are connected to the computer. To check it out. Thank you so much, dear Albert Sox fan. He's a class person. I watched a little bit of his football. Joe Namath was I was going to say Joe Namath was pitching. Joe Namath was pitching in 1977. He was doing some curveballs and some knuckleballs. And Bleacher Bums Gaming in the house. Very easy to play with fast action cards. Must play fast action cards. But somebody asked me for this. They just want to see it. 46. So 46 is usually the ballpark card. So I know that. Revering, he's a lefty. So I'm going to look on the left side of the ballpark card. And I rolled what? I rolled the 13. And that's going to be a foul out. You know, in Oakland, Alameda, you got that huge foul ground, and that's going to be a foul out. So this is going to always help the pitchers, and it's a foul out too. If he's a lefty, it's a third base. So that's popped up and foul ground. Right there is Bauer, who's playing third today. And he makes the catch. To retire the side, it's Pat Kelly leading us off now in the top of the third. All right, and that is a 34. 34 is a blank. We look at the B section on Norris. And it's a lefty. That's going to be a ground ball to the first baseman. Revering scoops it. Took a tough hop. That last hop was a tough one. Steps on the bag ahead of Pat Kelly. One away. Next is Kiko Garcia. I keep on going for the cards. I'm used to playing with the cards. That's a 56. That's usually a strikeout roll. And it's going to be a strikeout. So Norris with a curveball. He's got an amazing curveball. Watch the there's actually a YouTube a team film on the Billy Ball A's. And you can see his curveball. His curveball is like Kershaw's. Amazing curveball. You wouldn't think that, right? In the previous 4 or 5 years, he won only like 4 games. But in 1980, he won 22 games. He was 22-9 with a 2.53 ERA and a 1.0 WHIP. Here's Mark Belanger. He's a right-handed hitter. And that's a 14. 14 is an out. And if you don't use the fast action cards, I have to pull this chart out. Oh, that's the wrong chart. A lot of charts everywhere. Runner on first, out with runner on first. And wait, hold on, let me click that thing. We don't want that one. We want with nobody on. We want the out with nobody on. I wonder if I used the wrong one before. Not that it matters much, but there's a lot of charts here. Easy, okay, outs. On outs. Here's something that I may be able to use. This is a classic easy runner advance chart. Nope, can't use that. Nobody's advancing. There's nobody on here. Out. Oh, God, help me. Base is empty, out chart. That's the one we want. And Mark Belanger, we rolled. It was an out, and it's that looks like a 9. So we're going to look at a 9, and it says fly out to right field. All right, so you got a different chart for every on-base situation. If you know APA, how you have runners on first, runners on second, runners on third, runners on first and second, runners on first and third, runners on second and third, runners on, okay, same thing. So you got there is an APA element and there's a Stratomatic element. And I've said this before. If those games were designed today, those games would look like this. Those games are old, clunky designs from the Cold War era. You can hate me for saying the truth. You know, doesn't mean they're horrible games. Doesn't mean you shouldn't play them. Doesn't mean I shouldn't play them. It's just that they're not sophisticated, elegantly designed games. It's just not. It's just not. You didn't have the access to the information, you know, during those days. It's just not possible, man. Those are, you know, watch the old those real old sci-fi movies from the 50s, and then think of that's what they were. That's what they look forward to. The guys who designed, those older games, which are beautiful games. I mean, we love our games, our old games, because that's nostalgia, right? Nothing wrong with that. It's just they're not well designed, and because you add stuff on top of something, you got a good strong basic foundation, but then you add, then you add, and then you add, and then you add. That's not a plan with everything in mind, like a game like this has. This all is kind of works very well together. It's all integrated. Wayne Gross is leading us off. And we are looking at a 31 Wayne Gross, and that is a ground ball and through the right side for a base hit. Kenny Singleton gets it into Keith Garcia. Wayne Gross is on at first with a leadoff single. Mitchell Page. And that is a 54. That's going to be a wild chart. And somebody asked me to explain the wild chart to them. And you can look at the big wild chart, 54 chart, which is this one, or you can use the little mini one, which is a lot easier and a lot faster. See that big chart? So there's a runner on first. This is the wrong one. That's the one that starts with the runner on third. There's two 54 charts. That's why it's much easier to use the fast action. I'll show you the difference in a second. Because now I got to thumb through all the charts. Now I could be better organized. My wife says, "Oh, you're just not organized well." And I go, "But that's not a priority. My priority is other things. Your priority may be being organized. My priority is just knowing where stuff is. It's just a different focus. It's not one is not right or wrong. It's I'm still going through all the charts to look for that. There's two 54 charts. One, yeah. There's two 54. There's two. One starts with a runner on third, and the other one starts with nobody on. I'm looking for that right now. And I got to go through all the charts here on my right. And to find that, here it is. I got it. There you go. With the runner on first. And we're going to roll here. I could have used that one. It's a 17. 17 is going to be a foul pop-up down the line. First baseman fighting it. Roll dice. If less or equal to the E rating, he drops it. All right, that's pretty easy. And that is down the first base line. That is Eddie Murray. We're going to see what his E rating is. Hold on a second now, because thumbing through all these charts, now I misplaced the defensive charts. I don't have to look at the cards, and I don't have to write anything down. I got these. The game comes with these charts. All right. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna. Here it is. I found it. Murray at first base is a 6, right? So it's going to be a 6, and we're going to roll there, and that is a 3. So let's see. Let's look again with the bases. Man on base. Did I look at the right place? I did not look at the right place. I did not look at the right place because I looked at Wilder. We're just supposed to be on the Wild. We're supposed to be on the Wild. 54 is on the Wild with runners on base. So I should have looked here. Men on base, Wild. And I believe I rolled a 17. So it's a wild pitch or pass ball. Wild pitch for Palmer is a 1-2-6. And we rolled originally, we rolled, a 3 is going to be probably a pass ball. Let's see what the catcher is. Catcher is Dan Graham. And he's a pass ball of 4, and that 3 falls within that range, so that is going to be a pass ball. And there goes Gross. Ball gets by Graham, and Gross makes it over to second base on the pass ball. I'm sorry, it's much easier to pull the card because it just tells you right there the deal. Mitchell Page is still batting. All right, and that's a 12 page. It's a potential out. Let's see what kind of an out it is. It's a line out to center field. If it's a 1 die, what do we roll? We roll a 2 die, a 2 yellow die. If it's a 1 yellow die, the center fielder makes a sliding catch, and there's a runner on first. He gets caught off thinking it fell safely for a hit, and he's doubled off. But that didn't happen because it's a 2 die. So it's a fly ball center field. Right there is Murphy. Al Bumbry. And we didn't the advances on this. Fly out. Wait a second. Line out center field. Runner on second base. No. Line out. Runner returns safely. Okay, he looked like. Okay, yeah. He thought it was going to drop, and it didn't drop, so he never tagged up. So here's Tony Armas. It's 5-0 A's. That is my dog. It's a new Doberman. It just showed up at my door. Beautiful. It's 44. That's a double, and that's going to be that's a potential triple. That's line down the line, and that's going to cut. Kelly's going to cut it off. So it's going to go for a single. Can we score Gross? Gross is S. He's a slow. And at Pat Kelly, we don't want to run on Pat Kelly because if there's an assist, we're cooked. And going home, F&A score, but he's a slow at second base, so he's going to stop at third. So it's single, first and third now with only 1 out. And again, we're going to bring the corners in, and we're going to play the infield halfway, trying to get a double play here. Jeff Newman is at the plate. Jeff Newman has 2 RBIs today. He is 1 for 1. Here's a pitch to Newman. That's going to be a 31. That's another ground ball and through for a base hit. Let's see if Tony Armas can make it to third. He is a fast runner. And it says 1 to third, F to third. So 1 to third, everybody holds except if you're F, you go to third on it. So he gets an advantage for being a good base runner. And there he goes on his way to third, and that puts runners on first and third. And that, I think, my friends, is going to be it for Jim Palmer. He's given up 6 runs, and he's got 2 guys on base. So he got walloped here today. Jim Palmer got walloped. And we're going to see who the Orioles are bringing in as relievers. Wow, he gets walloped in this game too. The A's win this game 6-2. And Palmer gets knocked out of the game. You're going to bring in Tippy Martinez. So let's see what I got here, who I can bring in. Tippy Martinez is going to come in. And you got every player. There's actually a buy 2, get 1 free. Here comes Tippy Martinez. Buy 2, get 1 free at Fall Classic Baseball. And he hasn't played, so I don't have him in the system, so I got to write him in. This is how quickly it's done. T. Martinez. Done. That's how quickly it gets done here. And he's going to come in to replace Palmer. And he's facing Mario Guerrero. We can't let any more runs score. We're going to have to bring the infield in on this. I hate to do that with first and third because there's a chance for a double play. I just hate to kill that chance. You know what? We're going to play him halfway up the middle and in on the corners. Let's see what happens here. 1 out, first and third. It's 6-0 A's. So that's a 43. 43 on Guerrero is going to be some sort of result here. It's a fly ball left field. Runner on third. Armas is tagging up. There's going to be a throw to the plate. Here it is, and not in time. Cut off by Belanger. Sacrifice fly for Mario Guerrero. And it's 7-0. And Dave McKay against Tippy Martinez. And it's going to be a 61. 61 is a blank. Oh, we never checked Tippy Martinez to see what he is. That's a 14, so he's going to be a B pitcher. So Martinez, Palmer's out. Martinez is a B. And what did I say, 64 was a blank. And 64 on a B pitcher is a strikeout. So Martinez, with a curveball, strikes out Dave McKay. And that's going to retire the side. Put the third out. And here's Al Bumbry. Al Bumbry leading off the top of the fourth. It's 7-0 A's. And it's going to be 43. 43 is a blank. Norris is a B pitcher today. And it's going to be a fly ball left field. Henderson over a few steps and squeezes for the out. Next is Rich Dower, the right-handed hitter. That's a 66. Oh, 66 is going to be a drive in the gap, and that's going to split the outfielders. Murphy after it. Gets it off the one. Dower into second base, ahead of the throw with a one-out double. So he hit it hard off, got a hold of a Mike Norris fastball and drove it into the gap. So here's Kenny Singleton. See if the Orioles can get a little bit something going here against Norris. That's going to be a 63. That's a blank. Go look at Norris, and that is strike three. Mike Norris, big curveball, gets the switch hitter Singleton for out number 2. And now it's Eddie Murray, another switch hitter. Back-to-back switch hitters. That's a 14. And the 14 says he's batting lefty. It's going to be a ground ball. Chop to second. Dave McKay waits back. Now charges. Sidearms it in time. All right, Ricky Henderson, the bottom of the fourth. Yes, my dog she's a Doberman. She's gorgeous, and we got another one, but he's low key. He's mellow. He's like a husky looking guy, like a more husky, a white. 45. Who do we got batting? Ricky Henderson. 45 is a blank. We're gonna go to Tipping Martinez. Martinez is a B, and that is an out on the ground. It's gonna be to the shortstop, Belanger. One down. Murphy, left-handed hitter. He's 1 for 2. It's going to be a 54. That's a wild chart. Look, let me show you how easy it is when you pull a card. It's a single to left field, and we're going to check for an error on left field. We already rolled. It's going to be a 4. Pat Kelly is out there. Pat Kelly is a 0 error, so he made no errors in left field. So he's going to play it cleanly. It's going to be a base hit for Murphy. So there's different things that come up on the 54 chart. But see how much easier that was than everything I had to do before? If you're still around, you can compare and contrast. You learn a lot about this game. That's how I learn all these games. I mostly watch videos. All the games I play, I watch the videos from different guys. There's a lot of great guys out there that do. Demo Dave is one of them. He does good work. Who else? Stratomac Delaware. I've watched some stuff by him. ID Jester, I've watched some stuff by him. I think Anthony's done some stuff. I just watched Anthony play from Bleacher Bums Gaming. I can't remember the other guy, so forgive me if I'm leaving anybody's name out. Dave Revering up with a runner on first and 1 out. Tippy Martinez can go how many? He can go 9 batters. So Martinez probably has a couple more batters he can go here. Let's look. Yeah, he can go about 5 more batters, so he's okay. So let's roll. Dave Revering, good hitter. 62, that's going to be a blank. Martinez is a B, that's going to be a strikeout. Another strikeout for Martinez. So he's looking good. Pitches have movement on him. And Wayne Gross, a lefty hitter, another lefty hitter. That's a 34. 34 is a blank, but it's a ground ball and through for base hit to right field. It's going to stop at second base. Here comes Mitchell Page, another lefty. So first and second, 2 outs. Here's a pitch, and that is a 62. 62 is a blank. Martinez is a B, and that is strike 3. I believe he struck out all 3 outs came from strikeouts for Tippy Martinez in that inning. Terry Crowley leading off the top of the 5th inning. Terry Crowley batted 288, about half the season, 12 home runs, not too shabby. Off Norris. Sorry, that's going to be a ground ball second. Right there's McKay, Dave McKay, ex-Toronto Blue Jay. I'm having issues because I have to turn the cards over. I could put them in a different spot. What happened here? Why did I? Oh my God! I may have when I. Oh Christ! Let's see what happened here. Some of the cards are reversed because when I shuffled, I reversed them. I wasn't paying attention. So I get request tutorials, different kind of tutorials, and I break them down into different parts. I like to chunk my tutorials. I'll play like whole tutorials, but I also like to break stuff down. And I have some for Deep Drive. I have some for all the different games. I break it down into different parts. It's much easier for people to learn that way. Then you look. So Graham manages is stingy. Mike Norris. Mike Norris has allowed only 1 hit so far in the 5th inning with 1 out. Pat Kelly next. It's a lefty. That double by, I can't remember who it was. Somebody hit a double. I think it was Rich Dower, 34. 34 is a blank and off Mike Norris. That's going to be a fly ball, center field, can of corn for Dwayne Murphy. And here's Kiko Garcia. This would be a 36. 36 is a blank, and that is going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. He waits back now, charges, throws on the run, and Guerrero gets his man a little high, but nice stretch by Reverend. Then we go to the bottom of the 5th. Tony Armas is coming up. Armas is 2 twice. He's got good power. Here's a pitch from Martinez. That's a 46. 46 is a ballpark card. We're going to pull the ballpark card. We already got our 20 die roll. That's a 15. 15's popped up. Against right, it's going to be on the right side. Eddie Murray over in foul ground near the dugout and makes the catch. So again, Oakland Alameda, and it's foul ground helping the pitchers make outs. Jeff Newman. And that's a 61. 61 is a blank. We're going to go to Tippy Martinez, and it's a strikeout. I think that's strikeout number 4 from Martinez. Number 4, number 5. Mario Guerrero with 2 outs. So 43. 43 is going to be an out right off his card, and that's lined to the first baseman. So a sharp liner hit on the screws, but right at Eddie Murray, who heads up, kind of protected himself a little bit, got his face out of the way, and he shags it or snags it for the out. And it's Mark Belanger. Top of the 6th. Norris. Dominant. 21. And that is a ground ball, second base. McKay. 1 down. Here's the top of the order now, Bunbury. And that's a 44. That's line base hit. Bunbury with a single. Now it says he should steal, but I'm not going to run because we're 7 runs down. Rich Dower. Rich Dower is the guy who has the first hit against Mike Norris today. He's on right now. He's at the plate in the box. That's a 63. That's a blank. Oh, actually, no. It's going to be an out, head of an out. He's a righty. It's a fly ball, center field. On the run is Murphy. Will it drop? No. Murphy tracks it. Good play by Murphy. Read that nicely right off the bat. Kenny Singleton with 2 outs. Mike Norris checks the sign. Sets and deals, 62. 62 is a ball. 62 is a strike 3. And Kenny Singleton swings and misses. Go to the bottom of the 6th. Dave McKay. And that is a 54. That's going to be a wild chart. What's it say? Bases empty, wild. Go to Wilder chart. Wilder chart. Go to Wilder's chart. Where's the Wilder's chart? Bases empty, Wilder's chart. Pop out to shallow right field. Call collision. Roll a D6. If 3, the first baseman is hurt. It's a 6. If it's a 4, it's a second baseman. It's a 5, it's a right fielder. So nobody got hurt. Got lucky there. Nice play by the first baseman on that pop-up. Dave Revering put himself out there. That's the type of group of guys that you have here on the Billy Ball 1980s. They play to win. They play hard, and they risk their bodies. All right, Ricky Henderson with 1 out. Pitch from Martinez. Martinez is going to go until he gives up a hit, 52, and that is a potential strikeout, and a 9 won't do it. But it's also a potential error. 52 is a pitcher error. Pitcher Martinez is a 0 error. Tipping Martinez, so he's gonna a little comebacker and feels his position and throws out Ricky Henderson. 1-3. And with 2 outs, here's Dwayne Murphy. And that's a 54. That's another Wilder. This one's a single to center, base hit, and we're going to check for an error. That's an 11. There's no way that's an error on the center. There's no way he's got that high. Who's out there? No, he's a 4. That's a base knock for Murphy. So he's on with a single. 2-out single for Dwayne Murphy, and here comes Dave Revering. Here's a pitch. Oh, that's first hit. Got to bring in a new reliever. It's going to be Tim Stoddard. Actually, yeah, Tim Stoddard's going to come in. So that's it for Tippy Martinez. Give up his first hit. After that, he went his 9, but then I'll wait till he gives up a hit. And here's Tim Stoddard against Dave Revering. I believe I just rolled, right? I believe that. It's a 33. It's a base hit, single. Let's see what Dwayne Murphy does. Dwayne Murphy is against a weak arm in left field, and I believe Pat Kelly does have a weak arm. He's going to go to third on this. First and third. Yes, sir, with 2 outs. So the A's have a little, it's a 7-0 A's. They have a little 2-out rally. I got to get my American League teams. I don't know if you can see this, but I got all my National League teams. So I can put on a little toy scoreboard. I do a lot of this. I'm trying to get my buddy Chris to send me the 1968 season, 67 season, because I'm right in the middle of an APA replay for Seaver, and I have to get these things and cut them out for the American League now that I'm playing American League. All right, so Wayne Gross is up against Tim Stoddard, and let's see what happens. First and third, we're doing 2 outs, so the infield is just regular depth. It's going to be a 62. That's a blank. We didn't figure out what Stoddard is, but we use this roll here. It's a 12. It's a B. So Stoddard is going to be a B. And what do we have? 62. We said 62. It's going to be a strikeout. And that's going to retire the side. So the A's leave a couple. Then we go to the top of the 7th, and we're going to have a 7th inning stretch, and you take me out to the ballpark today. I'm going to have to get something to drink. Eddie Murray. All right. Eddie Murray. Mike Norris pitching a 2-hitter here in the 7th inning. 1980 was his season. Wow, what a great pitcher. 36 Murray. And 36 is going to be it's batting from the left side. He ripped to second. Dave McKay backhands it. Ooh, tough hop. Sets his feet over to first. Had plenty of time. It's a rocket to Dave McKay. Should flash in the leather a little bit there. And that's a ground ball, 4-3. Here is Terry Crowley. And that is a 33. That's line base hit, center field. Frozen rope. Played on a hop by Dwayne Murphy, and Crowley's on with a single. Third hit of the day for, against Norris. Now here we got a 50, what is that, 56. 56 is a blank. Dan Graham, we look at 56, and that's a strikeout. Blue fastball by him, high cheese. Gets Dan Graham swinging. Couldn't lay off. Pat Kelly. Pat Kelly was running on first. Here in the top of the seventh, 2 outs. Pat Kelly's 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out and flat out. He's a 260 hitter with 3 home runs and 200 at bats. It's a 12. And it's going to be, let's find out what that is. It's going to be a ground ball. Shortstop Guerrero gets there. Spinorama, throw to first, low, scooped out by Ring. To retire the side, 6-3. Slow grounder up the middle. Medium grounder up the middle. And here's Mitchell Page. And I gotta get some to drink. I'll be right back. Let's do a RJL. I don't know, he's not around, but we'll do a homage to RJL. Be right back. I gotta do that nicer. I gotta color that in. I'm gonna color that in for him. Get something to drink. All right, we'll do that. I will. That's an homage to RJL. All right, Red Sox fans, thanks for stopping by, man. Great to see you. Mitchell Page, with nobody out, leading off the bottom of the seventh inning. The score is 7-0. Mike Norris with a 3-hit shutout. He's dominant. 36. 36 is a blank. Tim Stoddard is a B, and that's going to be a fly ball center field. On the run is Bunbury. Will he get to it? Yes, he does. Nice in center field. Track that ball right off the bat. It's a 24. 24's potential hit by pitch on a 1 or 2, and we got a 13. So that's going to be an out. Tony Armas, right-handed hitter. Deep drive, left field. Pat Kelly backing up on the track. Makes the catch. So Armas got into it a little bit, but did not have the carry. Wind must be blowing in out there. Jeff Newman, right-handed hitter. Newman's 2 for 3 today with a couple singles and a strikeout. It's going to be a 22. That's going to be a – let's see what that's going to be. It's going to be a ground ball hard at the shortstop, Belanger. Belanger backhand, long throw to first and gets him. Newman doesn't run well. So Belanger had plenty of time to make that play. There we go, top of the 8th. Kiko Garcia's up. 7-0. Norris, 33. That's could be a base knock. Let's see what it's going to be. 7? No, it's ball 4. So walk. Garcia's on. Mark Belanger, right-handed hitter. Not a 228. Not a very good hitter. Say 56. Mike Norris's card is a strikeout. So he swings and misses at a Norris curveball. Chuck Norris on the mound. martial arts expert extraordinaire. Mike Norris, pitcher, African-American pitcher for the Billy Ball A's, pitching an outstanding game so far. 3-hit shutout. Remember on first key, seeing Al Bunbury with 1 out. Bunbury bats from the left side, about a 318. It's got good batting average, probably the league leaders. Check that. 23. 23 is a 1-15 K, and that is a strikeout. Got a fastball. Rich Dowers next. Rich Dowers 1 for 3. Got a double. It's going to be 25. 25 is an out on a 13. Let's see if we have that chart. We would have to look at the chart and run on first, not doing all that. And it's a ground ball shortstop. And he's going to flip to Guerrero to McKay to get the force. 6-4. And retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th. This game really started moving along. Now, Tim Stoddard can go 9 batters. Let's see how many he's gone so far. Tim Stoddard, he's got only 5 batters. He can still go another inning. All right, here's Mario Guerrero. And that is some sort of check on somebody. 52 is a range check on the shortstop. Oh, no, I'm sorry, an error check on the shortstop. And we got a 2. Oh, that's going to be an error on Belanger for sure. Mark Belanger's a 5. And what kind of? It was a 1-base error. So Belanger, ground ball, bobbles it, rushes his throw, high throw, off, pulls Murray off the bag. And let's look at the scoreboard. Scoreboard says E6. So they're going to charge Belanger with an error on that, and it doesn't surprise anybody here. So leadoff error by Mark Belanger. You don't see that very often. And Mario Guerrero's on. 7-0 A's here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Mike Norris has a 3-hit shutout going. It's a 45. 45 is a blank. And a blank on Stoddard. He's going to be, let's see what kind of an out. Time from the left side. That's a comebacker to the pitcher, and this could be turned. If the shortstop has a weak arm, and Mark Belanger does not have a weak arm, it's only a fielder's choice. He has a strong arm, actually, I believe. No, he has an average arm. Okay, but still good enough to get a 1-6-3. So comebacker. Back at Stoddard, turns around, fires to Belanger, the relay to first in time, and a 1-6-3 double play. It's Ricky Henderson with nobody on. Proportionally, everything seems to happen right on, right on the money in this game. It just feels right. 14. And that is a 1-17 base on balls. Ricky. Holy smokes. We're up by 7 runs. Does he steal second? Maybe. I don't think he does that. Not totally sure. Dwayne Murphy. We're not going to do it, so. Dwayne Murphy. Here's the pitch. And that's a 53. That's a range check, but that's going to be, that's going to drop in somehow or get through. And that is a single ground ball through Mark Belanger, past Mark Belanger. Mark Belanger is a 12, but this is a 17 we roll, so it's above the range. So that's going to be a base hit, and runner's going to go to third on this. Takes the extra base with 2 outs. He was on the move on contact. And first and third, here's Revering. 7-0 A's, but they're threatening here again. Dave Revering, he's 2 for 4 today. He got a single. He's got 2 singles and flat out in the third. Here's the pitch from Stoddard, and that's 24. 24 is an out. And it's going to be a ground ball to short. Steps on the bag. And that retires the side. 6 on a. Kenny Singleton here in the top of the 9th. Mike Norris, 3-hit shutout. The O's with no 5 left on base. It's going to be Kenny Singleton, Eddie Murray, Terry Crowley. Mike Norris has pitched to how many batters? Let's see. Mike Norris has pitched to 27, 29. He can go 37. He's still got a bunch more. See what happens. Kenny Singleton, he's a switch hitter, batted 300, 304 to be precise. Switch hitter, he Turns around, bats from left side against the righty. And that is going to be, we don't know because nothing came out of there. And that's going to be 44. That's line base hit, center field. That's the fourth hit allowed by Norris. Kenny Singleton's on. Eddie Murray's next. I wish I could see the dice without having to. There it is. It's a 14. 14 is an out. And he's a switch hitter again, batting lefty. A deep fly ball in the gap. And Armas on the run. And Armas runs it down. Back to first goes Singleton for out number one. Arma is showing off the range out there. Terry Crowley is another left-handed hitter. And that's a 25. 25 is going to be a ground ball to shortstop. Baltimore chop, runner advances to second. Haven't heard that term in a while, Baltimore chop, like that. 2 outs now, so Mike Norris is 1 out away, and the Orioles are down to their last out. 7-0. Mike Norris, wow. You watch 4-hit shutout so far. Runner on second, though. Base hit here will break the shutout. See what happens. Here's the pitch. Dan Graham. That's a 42. 42 is a blank. Mike Norris. Oh, that's going to be ball 4. Puts runners on first and second. And let's see. I may be pushing Norris to his limit. He's got 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Yeah, he's got a couple more. Pat Kelly now. Pat Kelly's over 3. Here's a pitch. And that is a 62. 62 is a blank. 60 strike 3. Ball game over. Mike Norris pitches a 4-hit shutout. Struck a little bit at the end there. Must have been fatigued just a tad. But he reached back for a little extra and got through it. That was a fun game. Get to write up on this. Jim Palmer's going to take the loss. Jim Palmer got raked on pretty extreme. He got battered and bruised. It was the domestic abuse hotline on Palmer. Wow. And that's about it. Let me give you a line score. The O's, no runs, 4 hits, 1 error, 7 left on base. The A's, 7 runs, 13 hits, no errors, 8 left on base. The Yankees are coming into town. Let me tell you who's up for tomorrow with the Yankees. That's the wrong one. Yankees tomorrow. Well, not that. Actually, the day after tomorrow. We're gonna get a travel day. Travel day to New York. We're going to the Bronx. 162nd Street in the Bronx. Oh no, actually no. We got a day off, and the Yankees are coming into town again. Wow, what a long home streak here. Homestand here. I've been at home the whole time. This is like my 7th, 8th game. So I have a weekend at home against the Yankees. The Yankees are going to be bringing it with Ron Guidry. It's going to be Ron Guidry against Brian Kingman. That's going to be exciting. Looking forward to that. Who's in the Yankee lineup? Reggie Jackson, Craig Nettles, Bob Watson. Same guys from the late 70s are still here, still hanging on. Got a couple of new guys. Mickey Rivers not around anymore. Thurman Munson obviously is not around anymore. Chambliss not around anymore from what I see here. I don't think he's still around. He may be around. He's just not playing. Maybe he's injured. But at first base, we have Jim Spencer. Bobby Brown is in center field. Bucky Dent's shortstop. Was here and now. Then mentioned and have guys.